A new revolution is sweeping across the world, the fourth industrial revolution. With artificial intelligence reshaping our digital world and automation transforming the physical world, can Malaysia prepare its people for the future?
AI should be able to empower people, improve productivity, and not where jobs are lost.
Keep up with Decimal Point. More than 42,000 Malaysian workers reportedly lost their jobs between January and June 2026, mainly due to business closures and company downsizing. Malaysia's labour force now stands at over 17.3 million people. 3% are unemployed, while 22% are engaged in informal or gig work. These figures point to a shift in the nature of jobs. How can TalentCorp, the strategic think tank under the Ministry of Human Resources, help prepare Malaysia's workforce for the future? You've been a Group CEO of TalentCorp for a few months now. Can I know what your direction and focus is in this position?
Sure. Well, it's been an exciting journey so far at TalentCorp. I'm about 2 months at the moment. My focus when I came to TalentCorp is not to reinvent the organization, because TalentCorp has already had a good foundation and also ongoing impactful programs that's helping the local ecosystem. What I aspire to do at TalentCorp is basically to pivot and transform the way we work to suit the appetite of the talent ecosystem as we are moving towards the new era of the job market, workforce talent development, the readiness of our workforce for a sustainable talent ecosystem. To deepen or strengthen the collaboration between our ecosystem partners such as academia, industry, government agencies, where talent is an important pillar that sets across various sectors and also ministries. So that's something that I aspire to do. And TalentCorp is also a strategic think tank under KASUMA, the Ministry of Human Resource. So we are looking at how we can translate national policies into action plans that will support the talent ecosystem in Malaysia. Technology must be human-centric. So AI, for example, should be able to empower people, improve productivity, and not where jobs are lost. So this is where the employment should look into, or employers should look into the transition in terms of preparing their workforce into meeting the demands of AI in today's world. So that is very much in line with my goals at TalentCorp as well. So we work together with KASUMA in terms of strengthening the workforce readiness in today's technology adoption.
Okay, Ms. Biruntha, I noticed that TalentCorp works with a few different people, so workers, employers, students, and you're very active with the Malaysian diaspora around the world. I also noticed that TalentCorp has a bunch of different companies under it. So can you explain how all these pieces fit together? It seems a bit very bitsy.
Actually, it's a very cohesive ecosystem within TalentCorp in terms of supporting the talent ecosystem in Malaysia. So what we do is we look at few verticals of talents, which is early talents, local talents, professionals, latent talents, as well as women talent. So this is a very important aspect in terms of identifying the pillars of talent, and that's why we have actually differentiated or segregated into global talents under My Experts and My Next for the local talent pillar. What we do is we run initiatives to support these various talent pillars for a more sustainable talent future for Malaysia.
So could you just explain to us a bit more about the different components under TalentCorp? So you were talking about My Expat, and the other one was?
My Next.
Yeah, so if you could just elaborate on each of them and their roles.
So what we do under My Expat is we help companies who have hired foreign talents in terms of providing them the opportunity to work longer in Malaysia through our employment pass, our resident pass talent pathways. So what we do is we assess these applications through our My Expats gateway, and we provide them that opportunity. So by empowering and encouraging global talents into Malaysia, we are also encouraging knowledge transfer and also technology transfer within the Malaysian economic growth and also talent development here. So there's a cross or knowledge exchange happening within Malaysia. In terms of My Next, where we are looking at local talents, we work with various stakeholders such as government, agencies, academia, students, postgraduates, industries in terms of identifying what are the skill demands that we need. And we actually train them accordingly and provide very informed decision to the stakeholders in terms of developing the right talent pools and placing them accordingly to meet the industry demands. So we do coaching, guidance in terms of mentoring. We provide them an incubation platform where talents or participants can go through a training program. It's not short term, but they go through like 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, according to high skill demands for industries to basically hire them. So once these talents go through this program, a very structured program, they are highly qualified and they can find the relevant job opportunities. So we connect the dots within the local ecosystem. It's very important to work collaboratively. Under our My Structured Internship Program, we basically empower employers to hire interns into their organization, where we provide incentives, double tax exemptions for them to basically leverage on. Under TalentCorp's AI, Digital and Green Economy Impact Study, we have a list of jobs that people or talents can actually look into in terms of preparing for the future of the green economy workforce.
Small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, form the backbone of Malaysia's employment. As companies move towards a greener economy, are they creating new opportunities for the existing workforce, or replacing traditional roles with workers who have new skills? So, new buzzword, green economy. How can you explain this to the average Malaysian out there?
When we mention about green economy, everyone thinks about the climate change or renewable energy. But what does it mean for the workforce industry? So in terms of the workforce perspective, it's about looking at skills that actually will support a lower carbon economy. So what are the skill sets that you need to support this, such as like sustainable officer, skills that you must look into industries where it's supporting such ecosystem. So this is a very important thing, because when we are talking about green economy, employers are always looking at investing technology to support lower carbon economy. But what we tend to miss out is investing into people to support that. So what are the right skills we need? The jobs, emerging jobs that people need to look into moving forward for a sustainable, ESG-centric environment. So these are some of the skill sets they can actually look into, and this has been spelled out under TalentCorp's AI, Digital and Green Economy Impact Study, where we have a list of jobs that people or talents can actually look into in terms of preparing for the future of the green economy workforce.
So, Ms. Biruntha, when people talk about this green economy, they've often imagined a completely new set of careers. But the reality on the ground, can you explain to us what's actually happening?
Well, Imran, in terms of the green economy, the jobs related to green economy, they're already existing. So, for example, we are looking at carbon analysts, ESG officers, sustainability officers. So, these are all existing roles within the organization. But what we really need to understand is how we are preparing to meet the workforce for the next 3 to 5 years as we are moving into this transition. For example, Sarawak is one of the leading states in Malaysia that's basically taking a very proactive approach in terms of the green economy transition. So in terms of preparing their workforce, meeting the demand of the industries for talents to fill in and support that ecosystem is very much an exemplary for us to basically look into. According to TalentCorp's AI, Digital and Green Economy Impact Study, what we need to realize is 95% of these roles are already an existing opportunities that's available. Only 5% of the green economy positions are looked into as emerging roles. So these are something that we need to understand and build further capabilities to support the transition of the green economy growth for Malaysia.
So, AI is inevitably changing the way we work from a day-to-day basis. Should Malaysians out there be worried?
Well, Imran, when it comes to AI, it all depends on how we are going to look at it, positive or negative manner. If you ask me, AI is something that we should not be worried about. It's how Malaysians should learn how to capitalize, leverage on AI to make our work more productive, our daily lives easier. So that's the existence of AI. Definitely, there are news out there in the global market where AI is replacing jobs. But that is situation basis. These are for matured markets, bigger companies that have more well-established AI technologies. So it all depends on what are the spectrum of how AI is replacing. But for Malaysians, we should not be worried because I think AI is a good thing in a way where it's helping us to increase our productivity. So, for example, Imran, as we are sitting here and discussing, do you think AI is replacing your job? So these are some of the questions that we need to look into. So we have to assess the AI readiness of a company, the workforce, and individuals as we are preparing ourselves to embrace this technology adoption. In Malaysia, about 85% SMEs have claimed in terms of AI adoption, but actually the real truth is only 11% are really adopting this AI technology within their ecosystem. So it also depends how we are leveraging AI to our best interests. At the recent International Labour Organization, ILO, our Human Resource Minister, YB Dato Sri Ramanan, actually conveyed a very strong message on how AI should complement and in a fair use and also in terms of human dignity.
Malaysia remains committed to a human-centered future of work because in the end, technology is only progress when it advances decent work and human dignity.
This is a very important message because AI is definitely looking at not just replacing jobs, but also how it can complement our workforce in terms of moving forward in making our economic growth a more productive environment. So it all depends on how the perspective we are looking at AI. So it's a job transition, preparing Malaysian in the workforce to be AI readiness so we can capitalize on it. So in terms of Malaysia, we have to actually churn out more AI creators, which will benefit the country, the organization, and individual on a holistic manner.
So, Ms. Biruntha, I actually question the notion whereby AI doesn't take away any jobs. Because as it happens around the world, whenever there's a speaker that comes to a graduation ceremony, the graduates always boo the speaker once they hear about the topic of AI, because it is perceived worldwide among people who are entering the workforce that AI, in fact, is actually taking away jobs. I think we should explore this further in the next segment.
So there is no cost for the participants. It's a fully sponsored program for them to basically participate and capitalize and actually get into the workforce.
Malaysia's brain drain has been critical. 1.86 million, or 5.6% of the population, have left the country over the past 50 years in search of greener pastures. So, the question is, how do we create more opportunities for Malaysians to stay and thrive here at home?
That's a very good concern, Imran, because definitely people are afraid of AI in today's work, how it's actually affecting. And I wouldn't say it's not disrupting. It is definitely disrupting, but we need to understand what types of jobs that's being affected, right? So are we looking at sunset jobs? So most of the jobs that AI is taking over are sunset jobs. That's why it's very important government agencies such as TalentCorp to come in. What we do under the Ministry of Human Resource is to do the intervention measures for the workforce industry in Malaysia. For example, under My Mahe program, we actually look into how we can assist this workforce in terms of, addressing the sunset jobs. Okay, so the people, the talents that are involved. So under our program, we have a tool called the skills taxonomy. What we do is we actually work with Malaysian talents or the affected professionals. We assess their jobs, the current job, and the profiles, and then through this skills taxonomy, what we do is it's able to assess and give a decision on what kind of job direction that they need to look into. So we help them in terms of reskilling and upskilling them in the right pathway. Under our My Mahe program, we basically work with industry partners under our Future Skill Talent Council, where we have 18 councils in various sectors. So that's addressing the 22 important sectors that will actually look into the development and assess and map the skills that's required for Malaysians to actually pivot, upskill, reskill, and place them accordingly in the job market with our industry partners. So this is an initiative that we are looking into, where the talents or the participants through our My Mahe program are given an incubation period to go through a specific skilling requirements. So most of them are high skill jobs, demands that industries are looking at. For example, like a biotech industry, they go through about 3 months, 4 months training program. So they incubate, acquire the right skills, and we place them. If you're saying AI is replacing, yes, but what we do the intervention. So there is always an answer and solution to this problem.
So how do you suggest someone who finds themselves in one of these sunset industries goes about getting in touch with My Mahe?
So they can always approach us. The information is on our website, on our social media. Get in touch with us, give us a call, and our team is always here to assist and provide that guidance to anyone who's knocking our door. So the interesting thing is TalentCorp, under the Ministry of Human Resource, we fully sponsor these programs. So there is no cost for the participants. It's a fully sponsored program for them to basically participate and capitalize and actually get into the workforce. So we are also not just addressing for fresh graduates who are looking for jobs, but also women who are coming back, who would like to return back to workforce. We assist them. So under the Career Comeback program, we actually provide tax incentives for individuals, women individuals for 12 months They have tax exemption, and also companies who actually hire women through the CCP program, they actually enjoy the tax exemption of 50% as well. So we support that ecosystem, both the individual and also the employers.
Moving on, flexible working arrangements are often associated with better well-being and satisfaction by employees. So, is there any other reasons why employers should consider this as part of their business strategy?
We work with over 5,000 organizations in terms of implementing the FWA within the working environment for organizations. Why it's important is because when FWA is implemented correctly, what employers and employees actually benefit is the productivity. It's actually proven that it increases the productivity at workplace, strengthens employee engagement. We provide tax incentives for employers. Like you mentioned, it's about employees' well-being. And when employees are happy and they have that flexibility to actually deliver, then the productivity also increases.
Ms. Biruntha, I'd like to re-examine one of the earlier points you made with regards to women in the workforce. So why is it such a high priority for Malaysia to prioritize women's involvement in the workplace?
Well, definitely, women is a very important contributing factor to the Malaysian economy. We can't deny that. And what we need to understand is we need to give that platform for them to basically come back to careers and contribute to the development of our country's economic growth. Well, they actually left job due to personal reasons, I would say, probably, to look after family, their parents, and so forth. So when they take that sacrifice and, basically went back, took a career break, it's only right for us to give them that opportunity back into the workforce. We can actually look at interviewing them and also mentoring, coaching them into the right pathway in terms of upskilling and connecting them with the industry partners, employers, for them to basically secure the employment opportunity. Recently, we had the largest women industry network, WIN, cohort 12, where we actually witnessed about 500 women who went through a very structured mentoring coaching program in terms of preparing them for the workforce. So this is something that TalentCorp passionately does, and we want to continuously do that. So it's not, it's about giving them that leverage in terms of tax incentives, but also identifying the right opportunities, reskilling them, giving them that confidence through the pool of network of experts that we have in terms of mentors, coaches, and guiding them into the right jobs back.
Along that same train of thought, to any outsider who doesn't know Malaysia well, they would probably see Malaysia as a small conservative country, still in the third world. So they might have the perception that Malaysia does not give equal opportunities to women. Can you elaborate and dismiss that?
That perception is not correct, right? When it talks about Malaysia, you can see that women participation in STEM itself, in terms of graduates, it's very high. In fact, we are looking at our workforce rate of women at 57% under the Madani government. Our aspiration is to achieve the 60% of women workforce participation. In fact, Malaysia is one of a dynamic workforce that we have, very vibrant, and we give equal opportunity for both genders or for all genders.
I think you are living proof of that as we speak.
Thank you.
Anyway, Ms. Biruntha, do you have a message to people out there preparing for future workforce?
Yes, definitely. I would like to encourage people out there, Malaysians, to basically look at how they can continuously be curious about learning and preparing them for the workforce that's basically welcoming for new opportunities, emerging roles, keep learning, leveraging on the incentives and also initiatives that the government is offering. And another important point is for them to look beyond their academic qualifications. So they need to equip themselves with critical thinking, problem solving, communication skills, keep learning new skill sets, because in today's workforce, what's very important is preparing ourselves in the skills first approach. That's what employers are basically looking at, and be prepared to face the workforce with lots of courage, positivity. I think that's very important. And also learning how to adopt technology as we move along.
From SME challenges to AI disruption, Malaysia's talent agenda faces a defining question. Are we building skills that create real opportunities and results for businesses, not just more training programs? Join us again for more exclusive insights on Decimal Point.